Welcome back to Nick Lange's Comic Corner, Classics/Non-Classics. This is episode number 651 and Doubleshot number 555. Two Marvel trades. Yep, two Marvel trades. First up, it is SpiderMan Venom Inc. Collecting the Venom Inc. Alpha and Omega one-shots, Amazing Spider-Man number 792, 793, and Venom number 159 to 160. Written by Dan Slott and Mike Costa. Artwork by Ryan Stegman. I think even, let's see. Yeah, Ryan Stegman does the Amazing Spider-Man issues and the Alpha issue. For the Venom issues, that's done by Carlos Salvadaro, who also does the Omega issue with Ryan Stegman. Yeah, simply put, with this particular story, I'm glad the fact that the cover of the trade didn't spoil this, but the back of the trade did. Yes, Flash Thompson becomes Anti-Venom in this story, which I'm kind of like, okay, why in the world would you spoil that on the back cover? I mean, this is one of the biggest spoilers. Happens in the opening part. Yeah. Mostly put, this ties in what goes on the pages of Venom. Not much Amazing Spider-Man, just basically a crossover because, well, Spider-Man Venom, obviously. And this is the first time Venom has crossed over with Spider-Man. I would say first time since Spider Island. Yeah. This only came out just, I think it was just last year, because I didn't think it was that long ago. Let's see. Actually, no, it actually was just very recently. Yeah, very recent storyline. Happened just started this year. Now, this is the first crossover that Spider-Man has been part of since Secret Empire. Yep. But first Spider-Man related story since Clone Conspiracy. And with this one, you see return of Mania. First time since Venom 150. Yep. It had been a good, pretty small period of time. Only been like 9 issues since her last appearance, when they figured out exactly how in the world that Flash Thompson lost a symbiote. Yeah, apparently he didn't like one particular guy what he was doing, so he left him and abandoned him, and that went to his homeless guy, and then went to Lee Pierce, who was probably by far the most boringest host I have ever seen as a host for Venom, and now it's back to Eddie Brock for some reason. I've heard it's because of nostalgia. And I'm thinking, though, what was wrong with Flash Thompson? Seriously, what the heck was wrong with him? He was Venom from 2011 to 2016. He was Venom for a good 5 years. I think he was just Venom almost as long as Matt Gorgon, his predecessor, who, by the way, does appear in this crossover. He does, plays a small role. And who's the villain in this crossover? Lee Pierce, the guy who was Venom for 6 issues. Yeah, by far the second shortest tenure I have ever seen as Venom. The last host who had tenure this short was the second host Venom. He was only Venom for 2 issues. Yeah, he shows up 1 issue. Actually, he was for Venom for like 1 story and he got killed off at the end. Lee Pierce was good for 6 issues and he lost the symbiote. Also, Slott gets rid of the whole thing of Black Cat being a crime boss. Yeah, that gets completely undone. Thank you, Slott, for finally fixing a problem people have been complaining about at this point for the past 4 years. People didn't like the fact that Black Cat was a crime boss. Oh, I've heard that the reason why Marvel did this because Catwoman was made a crime boss. But here's the thing. Catwoman was a crime boss for 1 year, not 4 years. Though in the case of Catwoman, it kind of made sense because her father was a crime boss. Black Cat became a crime boss because Spider-Man knocked out one of her teeth. That is literally the reason why she became the way she did and why she became one of the most despised characters in the past few years. Though, thank you. Even Bendis was a lot better job writing her, though Bendis kind of was slowly undoing it, and Slott completely undid it. Thank you, Slott, for giving her the whole crime boss thing that she had been doing. And, see, Lee Pierce gets his hands on the Mania symbiote. As how he found out about the Mania symbiote, it's never explained. Somehow he randomly found out about it, gets taken away from Addie, who was the actual host of Mania, and he becomes the host of Mania for pretty much the entire storyline. And then, of course, at the end of the storyline, he loses the symbiote, and the symbiote pretty much is destroyed. He also becomes like a giant hoax, like pretty much like a giant kaiju-sized monster at the end, like, oh, let's have a big boss. Oh yeah, even Spider-Man gets briefly possessed by the Mania symbiote has him briefly turn evil. Yep. So yeah, it's kind of like what they did with the whole invasion symbiote. So they did kind of something similar with the Venomized crossover they did just recently. What Colin Bunn did. So they kind of loose follow up this one as well. Yeah. I gotta say, this was a really damn good story, and a great progression for Flash Thompson. He finally gets a chance to have a symbiote again, though he's Anti-Venom. Which is nice, the fact got a chance to do that. Though Mania herself still has power. She has demon powers. She goes back to Philadelphia. As for against sort of like a series for her, no idea, because nothing's done with that. Though Venom himself, right after this crossover, he got involved with another crossover with X-Men Blue. Poison X. Yeah, I'm going to review that soon. I'm going to give this one a 9.5. It was a really dang good story. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I like the fact that the four good characters that are heroes of this crossover is Spider-Man, Anti-Venom, Venom, and Felicia Hardy. And she already knew who Eddie Brock was. I'm glad the fact Slot remembered, oh yeah, Felicia Hardy knows Eddie Brock is. Because, well, I'm glad they kept that canon. Despite the fact they retconned the marriage. Next up is Man Ironheart, Volume 1, Riri Williams. Excuse me. Collecting Iron Man Volume 8, Issues 1 through 5. Yep. With these set of issues, Riri becomes a new Iron Man. Well, Ironheart anyways. Because Tony Stark fell into a coma at the end of Civil War 2. So like, okay, let's just restart this for absolutely no reason. Because, well, it's after Civil War 2. So let's do a... Give a sort of a kind of like we do a fresh start, but yeah, this renumbering thing was completely unnecessary. Could they just put like number 1 in the corner and just kept the numbering of the previous volume going? Nope, we have to restart it after only 15 issues. Seriously, that's how long the previous volume lasted for. This volume only lasted for 13 issues before it went back to its volume 1 numbering, which I'm glad the fact it did that. Yeah, written by Michael Bendis, artwork by Salvo Costoli. The cover art is done by Salvo Costoli and Marta Garcia, who's the color artist on here. Yeah, this is simply put her early start as, well, Ironheart. And also, this is the debut of the AI Tony, which shows up during Secret Empire. A character who does pretty much nothing. As for why he was wearing the Iron Man armor, no idea. Yeah. But this was by far a really good start for her. Though the next trade kind of wrap up her era, well, the numbering anyways, before it goes back to the Search Tony Stark, which is the last trade that would like Bendis' run for this book. Yeah, his run wasn't very long. His run only lasted for 3 years before it ended because he made the jump to DC. It's not exactly a very long run. I mean, heck, when he did the X books, he did that book for about, I think it was 3 years. Yeah, he did Kenny X-Men and all the X-Men for 3 years. And then he left to Iron Man and other books. But yeah, this is by far a pretty short tenure. Trying to think, what else? Oh yeah, she meets Pepper Potts. Yeah, this also refers to the Tech Ninjas from the previous volume, which they get all taken out, and Tommy gets taken out too. Though these Tech Ninjas do come back in Spider-Man before they get relaunched to its triple digit numbering again. This of course was Miles' Spider-Man, and being with Tommy again. That was interesting. Part by far, my favorite part of this story was Riri meeting Pepper Potts. That was interesting. She knew exactly who Pepper Potts is. And Sharon Carter pops up in here as well. Yep. Oh yeah, and there's also the other B-plot of, well, Tony Stark's biological mother being in control of the company. And apparently the guy who's the CEO of the company is a fan of hers for some reason. Because, well, yeah. Though Tony's evil father shows up at issue 600. Yeah. So, I'm going to give this book a 9.5. I think it's really good. I thoroughly enjoy this. I don't hate Riri. Now, here's kind of the weird thing. People love Riri. People love Miles, but people hate Riri. I don't really get why in the world this hate was so bad. It's like, okay, Miles is okay, but Riri is not. She's not forced down our throats. No. And unlike, let's say, some other characters who get replaced as, like, takeover title characters, at least Bendis created this character. Though she only appeared for a few issues before she took over the title. Kind of same with Rhodey, when he became Iron Man for a period of time back in the 80s. Because David Cellini created him, so it makes sense for him to briefly become Iron Man. So there's that. Alright, so that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, which will be episode number 652 and Doubleshot number 556, which is going to cover 2 Star Wars trades. Okay, but we'll see you there. Bye.